Today I'm revealing the 15 most critical antimicrobials every serious prepper needs to survive when medical help isn't coming. We're not just talking antibiotics here. I'm covering the antivirals, antifungals, and antiparasitics that could literally save your life when the grid goes down. Now, I'm Suburban Prepper, a board-certified family nurse practitioner with a boots-on-the-ground background. Before my clinic days, I served as a combat paratrooper and flight medic with the elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment and the Indiana Army National Guard. I also spent years as a registered nurse in both medical and intensive care units. From battlefield trauma to ICU emergencies, I bring real-world medical experience to everyday preparedness. Stay tuned until the end because I'll be revealing my top 10 bare bones antimicrobials, the absolute essentials every prepper needs in their medical kit. No fluff, just the life-saving meds I'd grab first if I only had seconds to prepare for a crisis. This is your foundation for real-world survival medicine. Bacterial infections can escalate quickly without treatment, making antibiotics a cornerstone of any prepper's medical kit. The Penicillin family examples: Amoxicillin, Augmentin Uses, respiratory infections, UTIs, sinusitis, and skin infections. Why it's good for preppers? Broad spectrum coverage for common infections. Augmentin is especially useful for resistant bacteria. The Cephalosporin family examples: Cephalexin, Cefixime, Rocephin, injectable. Uses, skin infections, UTIs, and severe infections. Why it's good for preppers: effective against a wide range of bacteria with injectable options for serious cases. For your information, the cephalosporins can treat the same bacteria that the penicillin family can treat, and them some. Rocephin can be given as a shot and help with severe ear infections and other conditions. Next is the Macrolide family of antibiotics. Example: azithromycin, Z-Pak. Uses, respiratory infections, skin infections, and bacterial diarrhea. Why it's good for preppers: long shelf life and fewer doses required. The macrolides can also treat the same bacteria that amoxicillin can treat, so it makes for a great backup. The Lincosamide clan. Example: Clindamycin. Uses, dental infections, skin infections, and anaerobic infections. Why it's good for preppers: a great alternative for those allergic to penicillins. This medication is good for internal infections where bacteria do not need oxygen to survive in soft tissue and bones. The classic Tetracycline family example: Doxycycline. Uses Lyme disease, malaria prophylaxis, and respiratory infections. Why it's good for preppers: versatile and effective for tick-borne illnesses. Doxycycline is great for pneumonia and for severe facial acne. Meet the Sulfonamide family. Example: Septra D S. Uses, UTIs, skin infections, and respiratory infections. Why it's good for preppers: double coverage for many bacterial strains. The powerful Fluoroquinolones. Examples: Ciprofloxacin, Levofloxacin. Uses, UTIs, gastrointestinal infections, and respiratory infections. Why it's good for preppers: high oral bioavailability and effectiveness against resistant bacteria. The big guns, glycopeptides. Example: vancomycin. Uses, serious gram-positive infections and C. difficile colitis. Why it's good for preppers: reserved for resistant infections. Next up is our antivirals medications. Viruses can be just as dangerous as bacterial infections, especially during flu outbreaks or viral reactivations. Here are some key antivirals to stock. Oseltamivir, otherwise known as Tamiflu Uses. Influenza. Why it's good for preppers: reduces flu severity if started early. Acyclovir or valacyclovir Uses. Herpes simplex virus, shingles, and chickenpox. Why it's good for preppers: essential for managing viral reactivations. For your information, everyone in the United States has had chickenpox, and the virus lies dormant and develops a viral infection on the nerves on only side of the body, resulting in painful shingles. Herpes has been called the gift that keeps on giving because there is no cure of herpes, just viral control. Oral antifungals, tackling fungal infections. Fungal infections can range from mild to life-threatening. Stocking oral antifungals ensures you're prepared for both. Fluconazole Uses, vaginal yeast infections, oral thrush, and systemic candidiasis. Why it's good for preppers. Long shelf life and broad effectiveness. We often prescribe this first line for the ladies after taking antibiotics because they end up getting a vaginal yeast infection as the bacteria are killed off, causing room for yeast to grow. Men can develop a fungal infection of the shaft of the penis. With this yeast, it is often the result of high blood sugars, causing fungal overgrowth. Fluconazole treats that. Itraconazole Uses, histoplasmosis and aspergillosis. Why it's good for preppers, effective for severe fungal infections. This can also be used for vaginal yeast infections, turbinafine uses, athlete's foot, nail fungus, and ringworm. Why? It's good for preppers, highly effective for skin and nail infections. Griseofulvin uses, scalp ringworm, and body ringworm. Why it's good for preppers, trusted for persistent fungal infections. Both griseofulvin and terbinafine require close monitoring of liver tests. If not monitored, these drugs can be very toxic to the liver. Antiparasitics, defending against parasites. Parasites thrive in unsanitary conditions, making antiparasitics a must-have for preppers. Metronidazole, otherwise known as Flugonal Uses, Giardia, amoebiasis, and bacterial vaginosis. Why it's good for preppers. Targets both anaerobic bacteria and protozoa. You can see these single-celled organization when obtained when doing a vaginal examination. Albendazole or mebendazole uses intestinal worms. Why it's good for preppers. Broad spectrum effectiveness against common parasites. These worms grow in the gastrointestinal tract and can be disturbing to see. Ivermectin Uses scabies, lice, and parasitic worms. Why? It's good for preppers, versatile and effective for various parasitic infections. As promised, here is my top 10 list of antimicrobials for preppers. They offer the most versatility, effectiveness, and coverage for a wide range of potential health threats. Each one was selected based on its ability to address common and critical infections, its ease of use, and its importance in emergency scenarios. I consider this the bare bones minimum to store in your medical pantry. Azithromycin, Z-Pak. Why? It's essential. This macrolide antibiotic is incredibly versatile, with a long half-life that makes it convenient for short courses. It's effective for respiratory infections, skin infections, and even sexually transmitted infections like chlamydia. Prepper advantage. Its broad spectrum activity and ease of dosing make it a must-have, especially for those allergic to penicillins. Cefixim. Why it's essential. A third-generation cephalosporin. Cefixim offers excellent coverage for gram-negative bacteria, making it ideal for UTIs, gonorrhea, and respiratory infections. Prepper advantage. Its broad coverage and oral formulation make it a practical choice for preppers who need a reliable antibiotic for serious infections. Levofloxacin. Why it's essential. This fluoroquinolone is a powerhouse for respiratory infections, UTIs, and gastrointestinal infections. It also has broader respiratory coverage compared to ciprofloxacin. Prepper advantage. Its high oral bioavailability and effectiveness against resistant bacteria make it invaluable in situations where other antibiotics might fail. Doxycycline. Why it's essential. Doxycycline is a tetracycline antibiotic that covers a wide range of infections, including tick-borne illnesses like Lyme disease and malaria prophylaxis. Prepper advantage. Its versatility and ability to handle both common and exotic infections make it a critical addition to any prepper's kit. Itraconazole. Why it's essential. This antifungal is effective for systemic and localized fungal infections, including histoplasmosis and aspergillosis. Prepper advantage. It's a go-to option for severe fungal infections that could become life-threatening in a survival scenario. Rocephin, ceftriaxone, injectable. Why it's essential. Rocephin is a powerful injectable antibiotic for severe infections, including pneumonia, meningitis, and sepsis. Prepper advantage, its ability to treat serious infections when oral antibiotics aren't enough, makes it a lifesaver in emergencies, provided you have the skills and supplies for injections. Septra DS. Why it's essential. This combination antibiotic is highly effective for UTIs, skin infections, including MRSA, and respiratory infections. Prepper advantage. Its dual mechanism of action provides excellent coverage for a variety of bacterial strains, making it a versatile and reliable choice. Metronidazole or Flagyl. Why it's essential. Metronidazole is a unique antibiotic that targets anaerobic bacteria and protozoa, making it effective for infections like Giardia, amoebiasis, and bacterial vaginosis. Prepper advantage. Its ability to treat both bacterial and parasitic infections makes it a dual-purpose medication that's invaluable in survival situations. Mebendazole. Why it's essential. This antiparasitic is a broad-spectrum anthelmintic, effective against intestinal worms like pinworms, roundworms, and hookworms. Prepper advantage. In unsanitary conditions, parasitic infections can spread rapidly. Mebendazole is easy to administer and highly effective for these common threats. Ivermectin. Why it's essential. Ivermectin is a versatile antiparasitic that treats scabies, lice, and certain parasitic worms. It's also been explored for off-label uses in emerging infections. Prepper advantage. Its broad range of applications and effectiveness in treating both external and internal parasites make it a must-have for preppers. If you enjoyed this video about medical and prepping, be sure to watch my other medical-related prepper videos, including my video on what should be included in your individual first aid kit. 5. IFAK mistakes that kill. This is survival. This is readiness. This is Suburban Prepper.